So, morning, Andrew.
Morning, Peter. Morning.
Andrew, tell me a little about yourself and your business, please.
Yeah, well, Peter, I've been in technology, software, various areas of innovation and intellectual property for, I suppose, the last 17 odd years, I would say. And that brought me into the change innovation. So a company that really focuses and its main, its main flow is to work in innovation.
All right. And is there a particular business leader that you can think of that inspires you the most?
Yeah, well, weirdly, I would probably, in my case, if I can choose two, but they're related. So I'll choose two because they sort of really complement each other. So it is actually Karl and Bertha Benz. So Karl Benz, as you may know, invented the motor car, the horseless carriage, and patented that. So it was then a few years lying in the shed, so to speak. It didn't see the light of day, despite being patented. And his wife decided to steal this horseless carriage and drive it to her mother's house. And that story became so famous in the local newspapers that it meant that essentially the car was really born, and people started to buy them and want them and see and have a desire for them. So I always thought those two coming together, that idea of invention and innovation together, really, yeah, make something significant.
Brilliant, very good, great story. And look, what is the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
I think, to be honest, to start the day with a positive attitude. It's one I can't always say I always do, but I do believe it's so important to do so. I think if you're in the right mood, you'll probably do great things. Is the truth of it. The day will go well if you try and maintain that positive attitude.
Very good. I like that. And what would you say are your top three or your strongest qualities as a business owner?
Yeah, I mean, they're also the biggest weaknesses, I would say. So it's my maybe big imagination or focus on really big ideas. And I like to say I like radical innovation. That's ideas that are new, creating a new market and a new technology combined, but very few of us will ever really achieve that as an outcome in life. But yeah, so I think being very focused on big ideas is a big strength. Understanding that I'm not probably the person to manage processes day to day personally. I'm a guy who's very good at getting something done, doing it myself, more of a specialist as such, and then give it to someone else to make sure that everything happens day to day. So that's not my strength. Luckily, I have people with me who are much better than me in those things, and that then allows to work with great people. I mean, try and work with the best possible people, and people who complement each other to become a team, aren't just strong individually, but who together are stronger than the sum of their parts. People who get on well with a good culture. I think those are core strengths. Yeah.
Excellent. And who would be your ideal customer? Describe your ideal customer.
Yeah, I really like, again, just that nature of focusing on big problems. I like companies that have big problems, big challenges, that really need an alternative point of view to give them new ideas and help them look at their business differently. A lot of the time, business can get lost in the weeds as such. They may really be the leaders of industry, but yet they're not at the spear point of industry. That they can often fall by the wayside, and allow newer companies to take over their position. So I like those businesses that are usually doing what they do very well, but maybe just not able to fully understand or move with the times. Know how do they alter themselves to make themselves compete more effectively, and potentially create something really groundbreaking in the process.
Excellent. And tell me, what does your business look like in, say, 5 years' time?
Yeah, I mean, we're quite a boutique business, I would say. We'll not be significantly larger. We will be larger. I would hope that we have our goal, our target is to create 10 billion of value over the process of say the next, it was 10 years, but at the same time, let's aim for 5. Let's try and see if we speed that up. I think that if we can help businesses that are significant in how they do business, and we can help them also be very much more aware of their impact on other business from a sustainability angle. I mean, yeah, that'll be a big focus for us. I like people to see the change as synonymous with those things.
Okay, and what's the best book that you've ever read, if you had to pick one?
For me, that's pretty easy, but it's probably not what you're expecting, I would say. So I found a book which I probably read when I was about 10, 11, to be truthful, maybe slightly younger than that, but it was The Essential Plato by Alain de Botton. And honestly, despite being 2,500 years old in essence, it really lets me look at what really matters. I find that it will sort of change your entire viewpoint on what life really is and why, and that's pretty special to me. So yeah, very old book, written as a series of plays. I'm not sure how aware you are of Socrates, but really when Plato wrote of Socrates, it was because he didn't believe in writing, weirdly, because he thought he would be misinterpreted, and obviously will be and has been over the millennia. So I think it's an interesting sort of viewpoint, and also it just it'll change your feeling on modern life, in my opinion, if you have a look at that book.
Brilliant, great recommendation. And what if we bring things forward a couple of thousand years? Is there anything nowadays, like any podcasts or anything that get your juices flowing?
I have to admit, I'm not a big one for reading or being on media or listening to a lot of media, which isn't a great answer. But I have to say I do listen. A friend, such a guy called Matthew Thompson, the best of Belfast. I'll listen to his interviews. And yeah, I'm continuously inspired by what people are doing, and normally that's people I get to work with on a day-to-day basis. So I don't need to look much beyond that to get inspiration.
What's the biggest challenge facing your business at the moment?
I think really the nature of our business is it's a very long-term focus and help plan for. And so always we have to strive to make it clear why you have to start today to make the difference tomorrow. And I'd say that'll be a continuous challenge. We just have to get better at articulating it and making it clear what difference we can make. On the other hand, again, because of the nature of how we engage with people, which is, I suppose, an important thing to mention, we normally first interviews are at no cost, and we go through a process that helps someone understand their business from another perspective. And really, we are paid upon success and also adoption of the project. So we're coming there with an idea that in theory someone could run away with. In theory someone could just take and get the benefit out of. But then if they see ourselves as the right people to help execute and make that real, then hopefully that's not what they'll do, and they'll want to form a deeper relationship. So yeah, that's definitely a significant challenge.
Brilliant. And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or your business, what's the best way that they should go about that? Yeah,
normally I'd suggest email, or I mean, we're on LinkedIn. We're really very available. We do run some webinars on the topic as well, because I also have only not even touched on what innovation is in the backdrop. But yeah, if someone has a challenge and they think, you know what, we'd like almost to outsource that bring in other expertise to help deal with that, then yeah, reach out, email, phone, whatever you prefer. And as I say, the first consultation's free, so that's hopefully your big investment, and I don't underplay it, is your time. So I don't want to be distracting someone for no good reason, but at the same time, that's what you're putting into this. If you give us 20 minutes, half an hour, see how it goes from there.
Excellent. That's really, really, really interesting to hear. So look, Andrew Cuthbert from the Change Innovation, fantastic to hear about you, your business and your story. Thanks very much for your time.